We're taking a look at our garden here. And we've got some cucumbers coming up here. We've got some pretty good sized ones already down here. Good sized ones down here. Another one right there. And I got some more down here. And there's another good sized one. And lots of flowers on it yet. Oh, they're just climbing up. And as you can see, pretty much they grab onto this line it's themselves and keep going up. As you can see, grab on and don't need to tie them up, just get them started and they'll grab on by themselves, as you can see right there. Pretty neat. You don't have to tie them up like tomatoes all the time. And we got a few onions right here. And let's go around this way. Got some big pumpkins growing here. Some huge, big pumpkins. Not pumpkins, but some kind of pumpkin. They're long ones. And here we got some garlic growing. Not sure how they're going to do. It's the first time I planted garlic out here. But let's see, they're doing it. Oh, there's a bulb down there. Yeah, you can see there's a bulb down there. So they might be doing all right. And we got some okra growing in between them. Of course, we've already started getting okra. There's one right there. We picked up a few of them already. They're still young. As you can see, the tree's pretty low. Well, they got a beautiful flower, don't they? Beautiful. More okra ready for picking right now. Don't want to let it get too big. You get past 3 inches and you usually get pretty stringy and hard to cook. So get them when they're 2-3 inches long. More coming up there. I just planted about 4 or 5 plants because boy, they keep giving and just keep on giving. Here's some onions about ready to get picked up. And pretty good size ones too. Sweet onions. Texas sweet onion. There we go. A few weeds growing here pretty fast. Yeah, that's the second, third year I've planted onions and they've done pretty good down here for me. You always find out what does do well down here and what doesn't. And okra is one of the best. Easy to maintain and they just keep on giving too. And then, like I said, there's a big old cucumber here. Oh, that's another one. There's the other one over here laying on the ground. And of course, there's another big one here. So cucumbers also, if you take care of them right, you gotta stay on top of the diseases and the pests. Keep them sprayed down with what they need, and they'll do all right. As you can see, the past years, some of them didn't really pay much attention to them, and they just ended up dying down. I got a couple serrano peppers growing here. We already picked a couple of them, and They are hot. That's another one. It's a serrano pepper as well, but it's kind of odd shaped. But it's hot. There's another little one growing here. Those were last year's peppers. I was going to try to see if they would regrow again, but they didn't do so well. And we got some more onions here. And also close to getting picked. I come up here to the main garden, and we've got some flowers along the edge there, so I don't want to clear it out. You can use those flowers to get the bees to come in. Got tomato plants coming along pretty decent for once. Just about every year I've planted them, and they start real good, and then they suddenly start going bad. The leaves start curling up, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I tried some of those disease control sprays, and so far they seem to be doing all right. They grow good like that, and then suddenly the top leaves start curling up, kind of like this one here. See, top leaves. So I'm giving them fertilizer and water them regular, and maybe it's too much water, I'm not sure. There's some more cucumbers growing here. And lots of flowers. Look at that. But I don't see any size cucumbers yet. Got some more tomatoes here. Just had a good rain, so we got water pretty decent. Here's another one. See how the leaves are going? Anybody know what's going on, what it needs? Let me know. There's one that's doing great. And I got some bell peppers here. It's coming up slow, but they're moving. And more tomatoes here. Let me get around the sun over here so you can see better. Alright, there we go. See, they're doing pretty decent. No signs of disease or anything yet. So maybe we'll finally get some tomatoes. We haven't had any for maybe the first year I planted good tomatoes, but after that, nothing. Plants would die down by the time before they had tomatoes. And more cucumbers, more tomatoes. And they're not looking too good. This one's doing all right. And we got more onions here. And a tomato there. And over here I got more cucumbers. See some small cucumbers on there, but not behind those other ones. I think I planted these afterwards. So hopefully they'll start putting out. I've seen a bee once in a while in here, but I don't know if they're not coming in enough for pollen to do their pollinating. There's some more tomatoes. Doing pretty decent so far. Get these lower leaves out of the way so they don't touch the ground. And pick up some diseases from down there. And they're doing all right over here too. We got a few carrots left still. Already picked a bunch of them. And here's some parsley. Already picked it a few times and keeps coming back. We still need to put something in there. And a few onions right here. So that's pretty much it for the garden here. And up here we got some more of those big long pumpkin looking thing, long big suckers. Got a lot of leaves to them, but oh man, don't see too many of those pumpkins. And they're not called pumpkins. I'm not sure what they call them. They grow long. Squash, maybe, I don't know. And here we got some pomegranate trees, or bushes. I'm going to try to keep them as a bush. More. We got a few of them last year on this one, but real small. The first time it had some. And this one here had a couple also last year, but also real small, so couldn't really use them. And we got some banana trees here. Just trimming some leaves out yesterday. And I just leave them down there, cut them up, and put them down there as cover, and hopefully as fertilizer as it rots away. Here we've got a grapefruit tree growing, trying to grow from seed. So let's see how that does. This one's a fig tree. This one neighbor gave me a branch, and I put it in water and got it to root and put it in the ground, and here it is. Got a few figs already grown, but had some last year, but they're kind of small still. To get them bigger, so we keep fertilizing. And this one right there, one more here. It's looking better than last year did. Last year its leaves were kind of like this, most of them. And this time it's looking better.